Hello everyone. First full day of fall. So you can figure out the date. So let's play some chess.org, shall we? I'm gonna play a 15-10 if I can get one. Something a little slower. Here we go. I'm gonna stretch my legs out with the English opening. Been wanting to try to work with this for some time now. The idea right here is, of course, to attack the pawn at e5. Now, some sort of reverse Sicilian. It's usually thematic. Easy enough. Could have outright took it too. It was brought its queen out. Looks like some sort of reverse Sicilian. Some of the core theory, again, as I stated, using the English defense. Now I'm trying to devise some sort of gambit with the English defense, and hopefully, I don't necessarily want it to be eponymous, but I thought the philosopher's gambit sort of sounded nice. So, I'm just going to block here. Nothing crazy yet. He can't take the pawn out freely, but I can gambit it with b3. I'll let it get taken and then pressure, and then maybe he'll take that and I can develop my bishop. I don't know. It's a little risky. He does have to do something though. I have two attackers on his bishop. So it is that, okay. It's pretty normal. But what can I do? Got a lot of time here, so let me think about this. So you might think, hey, c takes d. Well, then it's like, hey, knight takes the pawn on d. You know, and it goes on like that. Draws the queen out. Now if I jump in with the knight and get that fight going, should be able to win a bishop. Or leads the pawn. So I'm supposed to lead in with the knight. Forgot I had I pressed the pawn first. That was unfortunate. Let's see if I can unfold that somehow. It's interesting. It's up a pawn, but stacked. I was wondering what it would be like if I did the knight. I kind of wanted to try that. Talk too much. So, eventually probably queen to c2. And yeah, I'm going to focus everything right now on that e4 pawn. That knight, of course, is a good defender, but you would love to get a pawn in there. As he sees, I probably want to play knight to g3, and then queen to c2. It's interesting. I like how that got resolved. Yeah. That's interesting. I know really be bed now. Or not. Well, this doesn't obligate me to kingside castle just yet. You can do that. I may have wanted it done in something more aggressive, but I was afraid that his queen was going to take my queen, and my king would have to take the queen, because of course that attack would give check, and I wouldn't be able to castle. So here now I can freely play something like h3. I can also just simply castle right now. Coming up, that's probably what I'll do. Sure hope I don't lose to this guy. 1175. Oh no. I'm trying my hardest to discover where I can find the most accurate representation of what my rating would be, if I were to go back into the tournament chess scene. I guess there's only one true group that represents that, the USCF for right now. Yeah. I like castling. I think that's a good idea. Got a, let's see, wow. 2.5, right? I'm 1.5. 2.5. He's got like 2 minutes. I have about 2.5 going on to 2 more. He plays proactively there. So I'm gonna make the bad lady with the spiky things on her head go away. Black starts with a B. I don't know. There's some black pieces. Reminds me of a game of Monopoly. Oh man, this guy's taking a long time. Hey, how hard it is to move your queen? Where do I move my queen? There's a few spots I can see, you might be considering. Might even do something. I don't think he would do that. I mean, I don't think he would try to sacrifice his knight, take a pawn, and attack my queen or something silly. But you never know. Let me plug in my charger. There we go. Getting slow Pawn development, now I can fianchetto. I do like myself a good fianchettoed bishop. No, they're handy. Sometimes players forget about them. Long range snipers, just like that back rank mate. Always you guys out there who are early, even me who've been off for a bit and come back, you know. Watch out for those back rank mates. I can't fianchetto with the knight there, so you gotta work on that first. Like simple move like knight to f4 probably is what I'll do. It's really surprising. Wonder why he's up his sleeve. He might be thinking he can pin it later with the bishop. Oh, I could have taken this queen actually. So he was going to try something. Interesting. I could have won a knight. I won a knight. So yeah, he did it. But, you know, like, I'm a little surprised. Now it's just simple fianchettoing. Put the knight at... Okay, the knight made it easier. So now I can play knight to f4 again, like I wanted to. Maybe if you were to move there. I think I mentioned that before. Then I can bring my queen to g4, and after a kingside castle, I checkmate 1. So let's see if we can get that set up before you can get that bishop developed and castled. You can develop the bishop, I can pressure the queen. You move the queen, I move the queen, my queen. And if he castles and plunders. Alright, so still gonna go with the plan. I think it's a good one. Hoping I can play knight to e4 after I bring my queen to g4. I would like a square back if I needed to retreat, perhaps, and stay on the g file to maintain that threat of checkmate 1. Unless he plays, of course, the simple g6. So I'm up 3 points. Waiting on him to decide. Oh, okay. So that's a good place. Does target g4. What could I do still? I can set up a diagonal with the queen and the bishop on the dark square at p2. He's got a lot less time than me. Let me think here. Knight, e4. Now, see, I like those 2 pawns there. I'm going to do this because I want to get a rook at d1. is if he castles queenside, which is actually a pretty good move for him, considering my plans up to now have been a kingside castling anticipation and preparing an attack for that. Oh, something silly like bishop e7, then I do queen c3, and he castles kingside. I got checkmate and g7, queen takes g7, checkmate 1. There, so like, very smart to castle queenside. Too bad I don't have a light squared bishop, because of course that's sitting right there at f5. Could be a game-winning move in its own. And I'm very comfortable. Okay. See, now that's alright. That actually works a little bit to my advantage. Well, see, I still wouldn't mind this here. Now you can attack my rook at f2. But I don't see any reason why I can't just play rook to e2. Also, rook to c1. If that queen ever leaves that rank. Or g6, potential mate in 1. Again, thwarted with a simple c6, but that opens up the queenside defense. Like peeling a banana, queenside defense. Kingside defense a little more stubborn. It's like opening a can. Okay. You know what? Knights on the rim are dim, and this one's maybe dead. Yeah. He'd have to bring it back to b4. No, literally, to b4. Then I would be okay, because the bishop's got it defended. But I then can snag a pawn. So I'm just going to try something. Two knights defend, rooks. Did that before in another video. 2 rooks defending that pawn at d2. And the queen. Now, unlike the bishop, the queen can't get trapped doing something like this, trying to snag that pawn. If the dark squared bishop had done it, black could simply play pawn to b6, and Bobby Fischer lost one of his games against Boris Spassky in I believe, the 1979 World Chess Championship held in Iceland, Reykjavik, Iceland. Yes, Soviet Union, height of the Cold War. Bobby Bungles, blunders, Bobby blunders, however you want to call it. See, that was a safe move. Let's hope I don't blunder. Alright. Right where I want him, I would like to say, but I'm pretty confident. I have a checkmate at 1 at b7 with the queen if I can get something to support it. Also, I get my bishop over there maybe. Just gotta get my bishop, slide it right in there at a7. I don't see why that wouldn't be a checkmate in 1. Well, I could do that. He could push to c6, and then I would still have the checkmate in 1. He's got to interpose with that pawn to b6, I would think. Chess games and cigarettes. Someone should write a song, Chess Games and Cigarettes. Don't ask me to do it. There, so Right, now let's weaken that pawn as best we can by capturing it. So if I can get that pawn now at b6, he can't capture back with his pawn on the c file because it's pinned to his king with my rook. What if he, well, he can't play g6, look at that. Oh, he does. He does play g6. Well, I can't not take a free rook. This might win the game. He might resign, but... Okay. Interesting. Guess I'll just capture it. No, I really don't want to make an isolated pawn, though. It would take away all the defenders on that pawn if I took with the rook. So, make the best of just winning a rook straight out so far. He didn't have anything defending it, so that was unfortunate. Alright, now the move that I thought he was going to do a while ago. I'm just going to get my queen out. Well, see, no, I don't want to get it trapped. I think let's try something. Oh, so he pins my rook against my king. I didn't see that. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So let's put a defender on that pawn, because we're going to lose a rook. Well played. Still up 4 points. Now that bishop's out of the way too, so I think something knight to e2 would be appropriate, and I can follow that up with bishop to d4. This also defends the pawn at f4. So I think this is appropriate. Another good thing about bishop to d4. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't really want to exchange queens, honestly. I also like to maintain that pin. So, I gotta go with something like this. Alright, Facebook dude. Alright, so I maintain the pin. So I'm going to continue with that plan to get my bishop up. Okay, he's not wasting any time to take advantage of the fact that that is not a queen. Straight back. I'm going under the d file. Pawn, perhaps. It's an open file that we're contesting there. I have 3 strong kingside pawns, I would say. I really think there's no reason in wasting any time, though. That limits that knight's mobility greatly. I can go to b8, but boy, is that under tempo. But sometimes repositioning is important and necessary, especially with knights. One important thing to remember: when they move, they change the color of the square they're on. Okay. Now, I'm not good with the bishop knight endgame, but I can do it. So we're going to try to play for the fact that I can promote something to a queen here. By using these king-side pawns to my advantage. One pawn opposes 2 on the queen side. The pawn at b5 opposes not only the pawn ahead of it at b6, but the pawn at c6, at c7. Were it to move forward, I could capture with my b pawn, and if it was just kings, or if there was action on the other side of the board and that knight wasn't there, I could really run out that pawn and probably get a promotion. So I'm gonna just play a little defensively right now, because I want to get those kingside pawns in action, and his king's all the way on the other side of the board. And it's 12:21 on my clock. There we go. It's official. Alright, that was a good move on his part, because that was a little bit of a bungle on my part, but what it does do, even though it draws out the knight, you know, I lose the pawn, it draws out the knight. So I can now put the knight on pre, and my king gets up there. So a better move may have been for him king to b8, in all honesty. So we'll see now. I could certainly afford to lose a pawn. I'm up 3. A proper bishop. So now he's got to get his king into play. That knight's not going to do it. Can't checkmate with a knight and a king either. So he's going to have to promote a pawn. Which isn't likely. He may be letting the clock run out. I apologize, but I hope this has been an enjoyable... I mean, how long has it been? "27 minutes, wow. I see a fight in still. But, as I said, this is a basic endgame you're going to seek. This is one of the endgames Capablanca drills you on. It's this concept that one pawn opposes 2 in a king-pawn endgame. Or can. See, now here, it's almost like a gift. Again, the longer he waits to get his king involved, the harder it is for him to win this game. At this point, it might be too late. I do think he plays a little stronger than 1175, but I also think I play a little stronger than 1437. Yeah, see, it's just coming right back here. This knight's not doing anything. This knight's just giving check. And it's making it possible for my knight to get my king to get an attack on these pawns. Hey, the king can take a pawn. It just has to approach it the right way, and that's an isolated pawn. A king can eat that, kill that, take that, whatever you want to say, very easily. Considering that he doesn't look like he can reposition his knight in time, because where he would like to go is e4, to bring a defender by moving the knight to d6. But I have that defended. All right. Oh, this guy seems desperate here, so I'm just going to make his life miserable. Doesn't bother me. Remember, I can sacrifice one of these pieces if I need to. All I have to do is get that queen. Lost my hotspot, don't worry, my phone's fine. So. I'm using my data. I like Star Trek The Next Generation. I bought the whole box DVD set not too long ago. It's intimidating. to say the least. When I was away, so my name is Dustin Wetzel, and I play as the handle Jean Tyler Gabriel. Tyler's my middle name. Jean is French for John, so that's a good move. So he is going after those pawns with that knight, which was a good idea. But I can defend with my knight here. Gabriel is just the archangel among the 7 that I feel a strong affinity for. This will probably end on time or resignation. But I hope you've enjoyed the game. And I hope you don't mind when I've lost a few recently, but go back and look at some of my earlier ones. Yes, the commentary is live. That's not a lie. I'm just going to walk this pawn up here. This is an easy castle, promotion to queen, because I already have f8 covered with my king. And again, we're using the concept of 1 pawn opposes 2 pawns on the queen side, with my pawn at b5, which is now something he's going after. But there. So let's remove that. Not a problem. Not even going to bother with the capture of that pawn right now. Not a priority. What is the race to a promotion, which I'll win. But then, how quickly can I give checkmate? Do I even need to take... Okay, he resigned. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good night, or early morning. Enjoy autumn. Go out, take walks. Oh, and breathe, and drink plenty of water. It's been known to keep some people alive.